Hey everybody, Stephen Sitkowski here. I'm the founder of Sitkowski Trading Academy. And I want to talk to you about where we are in this current market and pose the following question. Did the market rebound too much? Interesting question, right? Because I keep hearing everybody talk about, well, now's a good time, the market has dropped, so on and so forth. But I want to share with you some facts. And I'm one of these guys that whenever there's any question, I always try to look at the data. So let me share with you some statistics, and let's just use our critical thinking, shall we? Is the market overvalued? So the S&P 500 has rallied 30% over the last 3 weeks. Now, if you've been around the stock market for any appreciable amount of time, you realize that markets tend to overreact. When things start going poorly, the market falls too far. When things are good, the market tends to get euphoric. Our friend Warren Buffett, he discusses the cyclical nature of the market. You want to buy when things are oversold, sell when they are overbought. Is this just a natural rebound? I don't know. Here's my question. Do you think the stock market is worth 30% more today than it was 3 years ago in light of current news and current events? I mean, that's what an intelligent investor asks. So the S&P was down 34% at one point for the year. Now it's down just 10%. So do you feel like, given where we are, and I'm going to go through some of the statistics, that this market deserves only a 10% haircut? So the NASDAQ was down 29% at one point. And when you look at how the market is configured, we are top heavy, right? The big ones, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook. These stocks have all performed admirably. We could throw Walmart into the mix. And so what's happened is, because they're part of a composite like the S&P, like the Dow, like the NASDAQ, the readings that we get don't necessarily always tell the story. If you look at the Russell 2000, so the Russell 2000 consists of 2,000 small cap stocks. So these aren't the biggies. This isn't the Microsoft on the technology side. That index is still down year to date 26%. Now, does it seem reasonable to me that investors should be willing to take 20% less risk today than at the beginning of the year? Absolutely. That makes total sense. Only 10% less risk? Not a chance. JP Morgan predicts that we'll be at 20% unemployment this quarter, and that it will get worse before it gets better. Now, I know they're talking about reopening the economy, and we're going to come to that. We'll talk about what the new economy may look like. Our economy is expected to contract 40% this year. So we're going to sell 40% less in goods and services this year than we did last year. And then I look at certain companies like Nike, been a great performer. Nike has a current PE ratio of 31. Its typical PE is 25. And then you look at Apple, their PE is at 22, which is 45% higher than their historical averages. Would it be fair to say that in some situations, this market is overvalued? Without question. How can the prospects for Apple be 45% higher now than before we got hit with a coronavirus and what is forecasted to be a worldwide recession? Now, look, I'm not a doom and gloomer. Do I think there's opportunity in the market? Absolutely. I just don't want you to get caught up in the euphoria, buying things that are overpriced. Now, what is the new economy going to look like? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows ultimately what the fatality count is going to be. Clearly, it's going to be better unless we have another surge in deaths. Clearly, it's going to be better than they originally anticipated. They were saying 100,000 to 240,000. It doesn't look like it's going to get anywhere near 240. I think we're sitting at about 40,000 now. We may have peaked. Now, what happens when you send people back to work? What happens when groups of people get back together and one happens to still have the virus, spread it to the others? I'm not sure. And what are businesses going to look like? I think about the airline industry. I am almost positive there's not a chance that once the restrictions are lifted, that they're going to jam people into an airline, make them sit side by side where their elbows touch again. I'm guessing that the middle seats will probably be open. In fact, you might have more space in coach than what people will get in first class. I think that is highly likely for some period of time. How long? I don't know, months, a year? I don't know. But what is that going to do to their revenues? How about restaurants? Are they going to pack people into restaurants? Are they going to have people line up shoulder to shoulder in a McDonald's the way they used to? Or are they going to space people out, which is going to have an impact on their economics very clearly? So what am I suggesting to you? Be cautious. Hedge your bets. If you buy a stock, you may want to consider also purchasing a put option to be able to hedge your downside on that stock. So the fact that things have come back, I don't want you going, oh, wow, we have a V-shaped recovery. Everything is great. Let's take all my money and just put it back into the market and then chase the leaders, because those leaders are becoming overvalued at this point, in my opinion, based on all the uncertainty in the market. And so I'm here to try to point out, A, what's going on, where I see opportunity. And as I do, I will share it with you. I'll share it with you on, of course, my YouTube channel and any place else that I have access to. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye for now. I'll be back with you. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure and do that. It's interesting. I haven't spent one penny on advertising on YouTube, and we're up to about 500 subscribers. And I suspect by the end of the year, we will certainly go over 1,000. Tell your friends about it. If you think this is valuable, let other people know. If they're in the market and they are investors, if you click on the notification bell every time I post something new. What else do I have to do? It's Sunday morning right now. And here I am at my home in Utah talking to you because honestly, I just want to make a difference in your life. If you ever decide that you want to really start to ramp up your education in the world of trading, maybe go to my website, SitkowskiTradingAcademy.com. And we have a 2-day course that we do live right now once a month. And it's also recorded. So people have the ability to do that as well. So just throwing that out there for you. Because sometimes people get a little frustrated and go, wow, I'm really interested. Where do I get more information? How do I create a deeper relationship or bond with your organization? You can do that as well. So I hope you're having an amazing day today. Stay safe, be smart. Until next time, God bless. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye for now.